What's up, YouTube? It is NQ Scalper Mom. I'm back for a video recap of my 5 Flex accounts from Lucid. So I kid you not, I had 3 this morning. I only have 1 now. One of them I just lost like literally a couple of minutes ago. I won't speak on that. But the actual funded account, because I think when we left off on Friday, I had 2 funded accounts. So that one I had this morning, it was doing well, and I don't know if I left an order on or what, but like literally before my eyes, when I was dealing with other trades, the account just blew. I had this screen up and it just blew, and I just couldn't believe it because I kept looking on my Ninja Trader to see where do I even have this trade on. I didn't even see anything. I didn't even have that account up. So anyway, things like that happen in trading. But anyway, right now all I have is this one account here for $295. So I'm really just trying to get in my head just small base hits, because as long as I stick to the small base hits, things seem to go well. But when I get away from that, then that's when things don't go well. And I think the problem is when you're taking small base hits at the beginning, everything just seems so far away, especially if you need to make a $1,500 target or a $3,000 target or whatever target it is. Even for the flex accounts, it's just a $1,250 target. But that's just some rewiring that needs to be done, because you know, $200 or $300 a day, eventually, if you just take setups and base hits, you will get there. And that's what I just have to keep telling myself. I have to keep practicing that, because that entails taking setups and being a good risk manager and not over trading, following your rules, sticking to your rules, being conservative. And that's what I need to do. So moving on from that, because that is not the news I wanted to share with you all, but that is what it is. Let's just go ahead and have a quick chart review, because part of my plan of accomplishing these things is moving to a higher time frame, taking more setups, having more time to take more setups. So I've been working on the 5-minute chart for MNQ. So number 1, that is allowing me to slow things down, potentially take less setups, and also trade the MNQ. I'm really just trying to focus on the MNQ, because it seems like that's when I get into problems, is when I'm trading the NQ. So let's just look and see what we got this morning. Now this big candle here, this was pre-market. This was the news candle that we had. So there really wasn't much of an entry into this unless you got in it before news. And I actually was in it before news on one of my evaluation accounts. But I said, you know what, I don't want to risk this account. And I got out. And I was in it on a long, and it shot straight up. So I probably had my take profit around here. So I probably would have gotten a nice pretty penny. Nevertheless, I wasn't in that. And then I really just didn't do too much else in the pre-market after that. If I did, let's just say it wasn't good. So let's go to the market open here and stick to setups on the 5-minute chart, primarily from our moving averages. So let's see here. All right, so this was the first setup. All right, we opened up on this huge elephant bar red candle. So it was like a nice little sell-off. And it looks like it started to sell off some more, but we found support here. We have a nice tail, and this is a 5-minute chart on the MNQ. So then we started going to the upside. So right here, this is the signal bar right here. So then once we break the high of this bar for the next candle, then this would be the entry here. And let's just see if we could get a 1-to-1 on that. Yes, barely. There was a 1-to-1 on that. So, but just to be safe, maybe you would want to just take that, or I would probably want to take that maybe just to the prior day high. That's what this green line is right here. So that would have been the first legitimate setup right here. Now, what do we have next? Now we come up here, we don't break our high, but we do come crashing back to the downside. So we're trotting down, 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 down. And you may have missed this. We have a down here and a little pull back up. So I mean, this could have been the entry here, which actually this would have been kind of a nice entry, a nice signal bar here, because down, down, down bar, down bar, down bar, pull back, and then down. Boom. Even if you miss this one, then obviously you have this down bar and then this pull back into our moving average, our 2021 moving average, and other moving averages as well. So there's a lot of confluence there. And that definitely gives, if you take that on the break of this candle and the high of this candle as your stop, that definitely gives way more than a 1-to-1. So another awesome setup on the 5-minute chart. All right, so here we go, down again, breaking the low, playing around. This is something I probably would have tried to take as a little scalp, since we pulled into the 9 EMA here. It did not give a 1-to-1, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's something I would scalp. Yeah, it barely just gave anything. Just gave a little bit of a scalp there. All right, so let's look for our next setup. All right, so here we go. Up, up, up. Huge elephant bar. Huge elephant bar. Up, 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 up. Here we go. A little up and just a slight pull back down and this huge tail to the downside. I mean, this is a big stop. And that's why, hey, we're trading the MNQ. So if you try and take this, it's $1,000 trade on the NQ and at least $100 for 1-to-1 on the MNQ. Obviously, you can multiply that with trading multiple contracts while reducing your risk at the same time, but easily you get your 1-to-1. Maybe you want to get out here. I believe this is my overnight open. So I think that's my open, 5 o'clock open or 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock open the night before. Let me see what that is. Let's just see what it is. Prior open. Yeah, I think that's the prior open. I think it's the prior open and something else, because I think it's two things sitting there at once. Okay. All right, moving on along. So we go all the way up here, and y'all, we hit our prior day high. So yesterday's high. Now, this, looking back over here, you see we've hit this twice. Once to form a new high. Once we had resistance, it formed resistance. So here we hit it again. And every time going to the downside. So I think that would be a nice setup, especially with this nice bar we have, with this nice tail that we have. So I think that would be a nice setup to the downside. Just get rid of that and see if we get the 1-to-1. I'm sure we do. It's such a small bar. Oh yeah, definitely get 1-to-1. It's a $450 trade on the NQ and $45 for one contract on the MNQ. But just, you can take this down to any one of these moving averages here. All right, so we go all the way down. We have this tail. Again. So this time, is this another indication for a long? Well, you see I have it marked as an X this time. Anybody want to guess why? Thankfully, on this time, we never make the high of it. And so for my setups, I know some people enter closer to their stops. Some people enter at the moving average during the pullback. But usually my setup involves breaking the high of the signal bar. So then if we don't reach this here, a tick above that, then that would not be a long for me. Instead, it's not really a designated setup, but for something like this, once I have that rejection, I feel like that's more of something like feel the wick, like feeling this wick. So is that a real thing? I don't know, but I did it. Even if you don't do that, we did trounce down, 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 and kind of had a pull back into this. This is hard to see, but I mean, that's really what it is. All right, you down, 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 pull back into either this level here and near this moving average. So there could be an entry there. And again, I'm not trying to take every entry, but I mean, that could definitely be one. I don't have it marked because it's just not as clean as the other ones, but I mean, look at it. All right, down, down, down we go to this pivot point, which has definitely been an area of support here, as we can see. And now we're pulling into the 9 EMA. Boom, down. So that was a trade I took, more of a quick scalp, but I believe it was still 1-to-1. See, yeah, definitely 1-to-1 right there. We hit the pivot point where we have that support, pull back into the 9 EMA and even the 14 EMA near the 2021 EMAs. So then there could be another entry with this huge volume elephant bar coming to the downside. So those are trades that I did participate in, definitely getting you the 1-to-1. All right, and that brings us to where we are now. So that's it for the chart lesson. So I'm sorry I did not do the recap yesterday because I barely traded yesterday because I had an event to go to in the morning, and mostly everything was kind of dried up when I got back in the afternoon. So it just wasn't good trading conditions. Something I'm trying to work on is not trading when it's not good trading conditions. All right, so thank you all for joining me. I hope y'all got something out of the chart review, and I will keep you posted on the outcome of the one remaining Flex account. Talk to y'all later.